What is the mark of the beast? Some people say it's a microchip implant, a device for monitoring financial transactions, while some say it's simply the number 666, denoting an individual's name and numerology, and others describe the mark as a set of anti-Judeo-Christian values. So what is the mark? What does it represent in the Bible, and why is this concept relevant today? In the received text of the King James Version's Old Testament, Deuteronomy chapter 6 is titled, "Remember God Every Day." So essentially, it's all about the laws that God gave to Moses on Mount Sinai, the 10 Commandments. "These words which I command thee shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them to thy children. Thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes." In the Old Testament's original Hebrew, the word for sign means a beacon, evidence, or a mark. And in this context, it also means a promise to remember. However, in the same book of the Bible, Deuteronomy, this word may also be used to define signs from false prophets. "If there arise among you a prophet, and he giveth thee a sign or wonder, thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet. Ye shall walk after the Lord your God and keep his commandments." Almost as a warning of the beast described in Revelation, the Old Testament makes it clear that the sign, mark, words of God are his alone, written in the Bible. Yet others can create signs, marks, or words that cause people to stray from the laws of God. This is the same subject that John the Apostle, the author of Revelation, was referencing when discussing the beast's mark. But who is the beast? The Bible's Old and New Testament use the word beast to metaphorically describe a political institution of great power and influence. Daniel had a dream and visions of his head. Daniel spoke, and he said, "I saw in my vision 4 beasts come up from the sea, diverse from one another. These great beasts, which are 4 kingdoms, which shall arise out of the earth." This metaphorical description of kingdoms as beasts is used by John to describe political institutions in the book of Revelation. And in this final prophetic book of the New Testament, the mark is said to be given to all people by a beast, the second political institution described in this chapter. "I stood and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God. Power was given to him over all kindred, tongues, and nations. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth to worship the first beast. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bonded, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." Before the beast forces his mark on the world, it primes the people for the false sign by causing them to worship the first beast. This political institution tries to take the place of God and become him. Worshipping the image of the beast is submitting yourself to a secular world without God in it. And most importantly, life is lived by a set of laws created by a political state. In other words, the law of man. Besides the beast and his mark, the book of Revelation even reminds the reader of God's mark, mentioned in Deuteronomy. "And the people who remember God's sign are spared the suffering of those who accept the mark of the beast. There fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men who had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. These were cast alive into a lake of fire, burning with brimstone. I saw the souls of them which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Christ. They shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads. Blessed are they that do his commandments." Here the book closes with a reminder of the original mark, the sign of following God's laws in the forehead and hand. The laws of men are evil when they seek to supersede the law of God. For example, when abortion laws approve of murder, when wealth distribution steals from the haves and gives to the have-nots, or when Marxist ideologies encourage envy between neighbors to cause class warfare. So whatever the mark may manifest itself as, a microchip, an individual, or a set of laws, we must be prepared to resist the power and influence of the beast by remembering God and his word every day. This is Brian Wilson for Infowars.com.
Force this morning. The vitamins, the minerals, the amino acids. The vitamins, the minerals, the the vitamins, the minerals, the amino acids. The vitamins, the minerals. That's Turbo Force. 5 different types of caffeine. Doesn't have the crash. 5 different types of caffeine. That's Turbo Force. 5 different types of caffeine. Doesn't have the crash. 5 different types of caffeine. That's Turbo Force. Plant derived. 500 milligrams. Slow burn. The very best. I want a long burn. Plant derived. 500 milligrams. Slow burn. The very best. That's Turbo Force. I tell you what, I'm feeling a lot of energy. My brain's sure working good right now. Good right now. Good right now. Pre-workout, next level, Turbo Force. Turbo Force. Pre-workout, next level, Turbo. It's Turbo Force. And get the fish oil.